Have you played Clair Obscur Expedition 33 yet? No? Well, why not? Is it because it's labeled as a turn based game? Yeah, I'll admit, when I first heard that, I had some reservations myself, being a person who isn't into turn based games. But give me a few minutes here and I'll explain to you why you need to play this game and why it's my personal game of the year. Expedition 33 will grab a hold of you within the first hour of the game and not let go for the entirety of your journey. The prologue for this game is something that rivals the beginning of The Last of Us, and for me, that is something I have not seen in a game for a very long time. For a game to grab a hold of you right away, it should tell you that one, it is going to be special, and two, the writers have done an incredible job. Our story begins in a world that has been broken into pieces and scattered into the ocean by an event called the Fracture, which occurred 67 years ago. In this world, the oldest person is 33 years old because every year since the Fracture, a giant spectral entity known as the Paintress paints a number on a giant structure known as the monolith. Whatever that number is, that is their last year to live before everyone that age gets Thanos snapped away at the end of it. What would you do in a situation like this? Would you live your life to the fullest in your final year? Would you journey to find who this paintress was and try to put an end to this madness? Enter Expedition 33, a group of brave men and women who aim to do exactly that in tradition from every year prior to this one. The concept of the story is really what drew my attention to this game when it was first announced, and after playing, I honestly hope that it's adopted into a movie or TV show because it's prime material for that, I think. The amazing thing about this game is that 30 people worked on it, and the game is triple A quality in my opinion. Everything about it is superb. The cutscenes are epic, the writing is fantastic, dialogue between characters flows beautifully and naturally, the soundtrack is literally amazing, and the combat, oh boy, the combat. Like I said, I'm normally not a player that enjoys turn based games, but they have mixed real time elements in here, such as parries and dodges, that is an innovation and extremely refreshing to the genre. This is what we need in the current gaming climate, developers to think outside the box and shake up the industry with fresh ideas to take certain formulas of games and flip them right on their head. Oh, and did I mention the cast of voice actors is absolutely fantastic as well? We got Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16, and we got Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil. As you progress through the game, characters level up with XP from battles with enemies, and along the way, through exploration or battle rewards, you can get what are called pictos. Each character has three Pictos slots. Pictos give certain benefits in battle, like buffs, action points, which are used to use your combat skills, or various other things. They also give stat bonuses like vitality, defense, speed, etc. The nice thing about these is after winning 4 battles, they level up so that you can equip them as what's called luminas on any character in your party to be used as passive bonuses. Utilizing them in this way, you actually lose out on stat bonuses. However, luminas are the meat and potatoes of creating robust character builds for your party. This feature alone creates massive build diversity and ultimate replayability. There are also numerous weapons that can be obtained throughout your playthrough that vastly shake up the combat and how you go about defeating enemies. There is a fair amount of strategy involved with battles as you progress through the game as well. The groupings of enemies together are very well thought out, and you should take note of how your enemies behave to strategize how to overcome these encounters. For instance, if an enemy can heal other enemies, focus first on that one, or if an enemy can buff all the other ones, it makes sense to focus on that one first, etc. Each enemy encounter feels fresh and to me never got boring in the 100 plus hours I sunk into this game. For those wondering, there are plenty of cosmetic options that you can pick up throughout the game to deck out your characters with proper fashion, whether that be chilling in a bathing suit or running around big pimpin' in a tuxedo. World design is fantastic here. You begin the game going through an individual zone, and once you complete it, you are in the overworld, which can be freely explored, and you can enter all the other individual zones as you collect the proper abilities to access them. The overworld is pretty cool, and it reminds me of old school RPGs where it was just like a top down view of your characters going from place to place. There is fast travel within individual zones, and you can camp and save your progress out in the overworld. However, you can't fast travel from one zone to another or fast travel on the overworld itself. I feel like these would be nice quality of life changes that could be brought to the game with a patch, maybe. I also feel like there needs to be an item to fast travel back to the checkpoint if you're midway through a zone, say, instead of progressing through to the next rest spot. Just minor suggestions here on my part. As I said, the soundtrack to the game is absolutely fantastic, and each track makes you feel something in some way, shape, or form. Sound effects are great, and I can't tell you how incredibly satisfying it is to parry an enemy's combo and then follow up with a juicy counterattack. The sounds that are generated when you perform these actions only further enhance that feeling. Playing on PS5, I had no performance issues, crashes, or bugs whatsoever. I did unfortunately get stuck in the landscape at one time, but I was able to correct this problem easily by loading a previous save, which the game makes incredibly easy for the player to do so. So, keeping this short, I really can't say enough good things about this game. With all this being said, I'm sure you can already guess what my score of the game is going to be, considering I said this is my personal game of the year. But yeah, it's easily a 10 out of 10 game for me. This game absolutely and unequivocally blew me away and completely exceeded all of my expectations. I wasn't even sure I was going to like it. The game is priced at $49 or $59 for the deluxe edition USD. I'd say the deluxe edition isn't really needed unless you really want the extra outfits that I really wasn't a big fan of, but either way, the game is worth every single penny. So do yourself a favor and buy the game. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. But that is really going to do it for this one. Let me know in the comments below if you guys played, if you're going to play, and let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. So hopefully you were all doing well. Stay tuned. More coming at you. Take care.